Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today is the weekly Star Wars recap for April 25th, 2023, which it's been a few weeks since the last one. This one's going to be a recap of all the news we got from Celebration 2023, which already happened a few weeks ago, which I'm now finally getting around to doing a full-on recap. I did a bunch of videos diving into all the topics I'm going to be talking about. In fact, there really wasn't much stuff outside of the stuff I've already covered, so there really won't be anything I haven't talked about that much in this video. I'm just gonna kind of quickly recap it all and whatnot. So yeah, but like I said, I am a few weeks late on doing this recap, mainly because I wrote it all out and then I accidentally deleted it. So yeah, but now before I do get into the recap, I gotta jump into new releases for pretty much the last month now, so I'm just going to dive into all of it in no specific order. First, the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian Season 3 came out. Chapter 22, Guns for Hire, which was okay. Check out my full review of that. Chapter 23, The Spies, which I really enjoyed. That was definitely my favorite episode of Season 3. Check my full review of that. And the finale, Chapter 24, The Return, which I enjoyed. Wasn't my favorite episode of the season, but I enjoyed it. But then there was 2 shorts for Young Jedi Adventures, Nubs in the Flower Fiasco, and Nash's Firehawk Frenzy. I haven't watched those yet. And then the High Republic Cataclysm, the High Republic Quest for Planet X, the High Republic Issue 8, and the High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror Issue 2 came out. I haven't read any of those yet. Then a bunch of comics, Hidden Empire Issue 5, Star Wars Issue 33, Return of the Jedi's Ewoks one-shot, Bounty Hunters Issue 33, Dr. Aphra Issue 30, Son of Star Wars Issue 3, and Yoda Issue 6 all came out. I have not read any of them, but coming out this week is the last Young Jedi Adventures short, and they will all then be on Disney Plus later. I think the 26th, I think, is when it will be on Disney Plus. But some comics, Darth Vader Black, White, and Red Issue 1, which will come out April 26, 2023. Very interested in that one. The High Republic Adventures Quest for the Jedi one-shot will come out also on April 26th. And finally, one of the biggest releases of the year, probably the thing I've been the most excited for, Star Wars Jedi Survivor will come out on April 28th, 2023, which I'm very, very excited about. I'll be doing a full playthrough of that, either starting on the 28th or the 29th, so you can check that out. In the meantime, I'm finally getting around to editing my the rest of my Fallen Order Grandmaster playthrough, so I'll be uploading that all throughout the week and whatnot leading up to Survivor. But with all that said, let's jump into this Celebration 2023 recap, which it started with the first panel, the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase, where we learned a lot more about upcoming live-action Star Wars stuff, including a lot of stuff for Disney Plus. There was a lot of footage shown, wasn't released to the public, and all I've seen is leaked cell phone camera footage stuff. There's new stuff for the Acolyte, which showed a bunch of High Republic era Jedi and whatnot. Also during the High Republic panel, which I'll talk about more later, there was more info on the Acolyte, which one of the characters from the publishing series, Vernestra Rowe, will be in the series. I forget the actress who's playing her. I didn't write it down, but that's cool. There was also skeleton crew footage, and we learned, who will be directing episodes of the series alongside some of the cast. There was some Andor Season 2 footage shown, which looked great. A lot, just more of the same of Season 1, which is all I could ask for. But all that footage wasn't released to the public, and all I've seen is cell phone camera footage of it. So, not high quality stuff, but there was footage for Ahsoka, and it was released publicly, which I did do a full trailer breakdown. Also should mention, in the cards thingy, whatever it is, I'll link out to the videos I've made when I'm talking about the stuff, so you can see a more in-depth stuff, and I'll link the playlist I have for all my coverage for Celebration in the description and in the end cards and whatnot. But the trailer showed off a bunch of stuff. Several characters from Rebels returning. Pretty cool. Very, very excited for the series. We also got a new teaser poster alongside a August 2023 release date, just in time for the 15th anniversary of the Clone Wars and therefore Ahsoka. But then finally at the panel we got some long-awaited movie news for Star Wars, which they revealed 3 new films. First, the long-rumored film, which will be directed by Sharman Abadi Shinoy, and will also be written by Stephen Knight. Originally, Damon Lindelof was writing it, but he dropped out of the project. Now Stephen Knight is writing it, but it'll be set during the New Jedi Order era, which is set 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, and will feature Rey Skywalker as, a Jedi Master, once again played by Daisy Ridley. But also revealed was a Dawn of the Jedi film set probably like 25,000 years before the Skywalker saga, which the movie will be written and directed by James Mangold, the director of the upcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which they also released a trailer for that movie and a poster, which was really, really cool looking. But I would assume the Dawn of the Jedi movie will kind of get into the origins of the Jedi and whatnot. But finally revealed was a New Republic era film directed by Dave Filoni, which will close out the stories currently being told in The Mandalorian and its spin-off shows. But as of right now, that's really all we know about the upcoming movies. There was no release dates given or really much else details given, so we're just going to have to go off of that for now. Who even knows if these movies will get made? Obviously, Star Wars movies have kind of been in a weird state, right, recently, where they announce stuff and then it never gets made. Hopefully these aren't, get shelved, because I do really like all 3 ideas. Probably the most I have out of any of the announced movies, but then again, most of those they really didn't have too many details. But moving on, I talked about Ahsoka earlier, but then they had a full panel going more into it and whatnot, which during the panel the biggest reveal was Thrawn, which in the publicly released trailer we do see the shot of the back of his head, but they showed a extended trailer and whatnot, which I was never able to find a leaked cell phone camera footage version of it. But in that one it shows Thrawn's face and reveals who will be playing Thrawn, which is Lars Mikkelsen, which Mikkelsen voiced Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels, so that's great. He was the actor I wanted to play him in live action, because I thought he was great as Thrawn in Rebels, really nailed the voice and whatnot, so I'm happy that he's going to be returning to the character in live action. But another thing returning from animation is the composer, Kevin Kiner, who was the composer for The Clone Wars and Rebels and several of the other animated series, will be back to compose for the Ahsoka series, which is great. I really wanted him to compose the series because, he has composed pretty much most of the music for Ahsoka, so I'm happy about that. But they also revealed some of the directors for Ahsoka and whatnot, which I'll just have an image on the screen showing them all. But I mentioned animation a few moments ago, which there was a lot of new animation news during Celebration. First, Dave Filoni revealed that he's currently working on a second season of Tales of the Jedi, the animated anthology series, which the first season released last year in October, but it was revealed that a second season will be coming. Seems like it'll most likely be in 2024, but other than that, there really wasn't much news. It was there was a 15th anniversary panel for the Clone Wars, and Filoni kind of just, dropped the news at the end, so it's kind of like, yeah, well, I'm doing this, and that was pretty much it, just that a second season is coming. I love definitely the Dooku episodes of the first season, so I'm very excited for a second season. But also revealed was that the Bad Batch will be returning for a third and now final season, most likely next year in 2024, which during the panel they released a trailer, which wasn't shown to the public, but there was a leaked cell phone camera footage version of it, which I saw, which showed a lot of stuff. Definitely love Omega, now I'm Mount Tantis. But I'm very excited for that. I loved the first 2 seasons, so very excited for the third one, even though it will be the final one. But also a trailer for Star Wars Visions Volume 2 was released, which gave several looks at all 9 shorts, which have a very diverse set of animation styles and whatnot. But there was a panel for it, which is one they actually streamed, which I really enjoyed. It they brought out all the creators and got to learn their kind of point of views on Star Wars and what they're kind of going for with each short. So I really enjoyed that. But we did learn more about each short's descriptions, cast, and whatnot. Which one cast thing was an Aardman short titled "I Am Your Mother." It was revealed that Dennis Lawson will be returning as Legend Ellies for the short, so that's cool. Visions Volume 2 comes out May 4th, so in a week and a half, so it's not that far away now. There was also a new trailer for Jedi Survivor, which showed, more of the game. Obviously, that's about to come out in a few days, so I'm not going to really talk about this one too much. There's more shots of Cal, Marin, Grease, Seer, that High Republic Jedi dude, Ravis, the Gendai, and more. I just can't wait for this game. I'm super duper excited for it. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. You can check out my breakdown of that and also the Visions trailer too. But then some publishing stuff. There was a lot of news for the High Republic Phase 3. We pretty much got every single novel for Phase 3 revealed. So I'm just going to dive into it. There'll be 3 adult novels. The Eye of Darkness, written by George Mann, which will release November 14th, 2023, which will be the story what kind of kicks off Phase 3. But then Temptation of the Force, written by Tessa Gratton, which will release summer 2024. And finally, Trials of the Jedi, written by Charles Soule, which will release spring 2025. And then 3 young adult novels. First, Defy the Storm, written by Justina Ireland and Tessa Gratton, which will release March 12th, 2024, and then Tears of the Nameless, written by George Mann, which will release fall 2024, and finally Into the Light, written by Claudia Gray, which will release spring 2025. Then 3 middle grade novels. First, Escape from Volo, written by Daniel Jose Older and Alyssa Wong, which will release January 30th, 2024. Then Beware the Nameless, written by Zoraida Cordova, which will release summer 2024. And finally, A Valiant Foe, written by Justina Ireland, which will release spring 2025. Also revealed was that, the short stories will continue to come out in Star Wars Insider. And for Phase 3, they will be titled Chronicles from the Inclusion Zone and will be written by Lydia Kang. Also, the comic series will return. The Marvel series will once again be written by Cam Scott. And the Dark Horse High Republic Adventures series will once again be written by Daniel Jose Older, which it seems like both of them will start in December 2023. There's also some info on the Across All 3 Phases anthology novel, Tales of Light and Life. Mainly the titles of all 9, or I guess now 10, short stories, which was revealed that a 10th story will only be included in a exclusive Barnes & Noble edition of the novel. So, we'll have to get that one there. But that was all the High Republic stuff. Next, there's some Marvel stuff. Mainly, they revealed the next crossover event for the Star Wars Marvel comics, which will be titled Dark Droids and will start August 2023. And the main mini-series for it will be written by Charles Soule with art by Luke Ross. So a lot like the War of the Bounty Hunters crossover series, main mini-series. But we'll cross over into the current Star Wars series by Charles Soule, Darth Vader by Greg Pak, Bounty Hunters by Ethan Zacks, and Dr. Aphra by Alyssa Wong. And they'll have special one-shot issues, so a lot like the War of the Bounty Hunters crossover series. Hopefully it's paced better than War of the Bounty Hunters. The concept of this Dark Droid series, I'm really into. I do enjoy it. It's like droids and like cyborgs and stuff like that kind of get, I guess, maybe infected by this thing called the Scourge or something. So I'm guessing everyone has to kind of work together to fix the droids and whatnot. Sounds interesting. Obviously, a lot has already happened in the comic series in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So another big event is kind of weird when it's only like a year in between both of those movies. But if it's good, I won't care. And War of the Bounty Hunters, I did enjoy the main miniseries. I quite enjoyed that. But the crossover as a whole was just kind of weirdly paced. So I'm hoping, for something a little bit better in this one. So, yeah, but that's all the main news. There is one last little story, which is that they revealed the dates and location for the next celebration, which will be April 18th through 20th, 2025 in Japan. So that's cool. I definitely won't be going because that's too far away. But it is interesting that it'll be 3 days instead of 4. I guess to not spread it out as much, to kind of get it a little shorter. I don't know. But it's in Japan in April of 2025. So yeah, I was hoping it would be, in the US again. So, closer to where I live so I can easily go to it. But Japan is probably the hardest, really anywhere. International is a little too hard to go to, but that's fine. So yeah, but that's all the Celebration 2023 news. I'll be covering 2025 when that happens in 2 years. Wish there would be one next year, but that's fine. I think there'll be one of those Disney events or whatever, so that's probably why they won't be doing one. But anyways, I'm rambling on. That's going to be it for this one. You can check out my individual videos on all the topics I just talked about, just a little more in depth. So yeah, but you can check out my playthrough of Jedi Survivor when that starts at the end of the week. And I'll be doing a bunch of content into May and maybe even into June on the game. So yeah, but that's going to be it for this one. I've been Sarzi, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.